July 14th. This is trail day number 32. We stayed at this campsite. It's just north of that fire tower. Rattlesnake Spring, I believe is the name of it. It's a pretty good sized campground or camping area. When I got here last night, there was another tent over there, and they had their food hanging from the tree there. But I set up right over here, and then through the opening there as you get back to the AT. So I've already had breakfast. It's 11:30. I got up around 10. This has been a nice morning. So I've had a case of the molasses ass, I guess. But I'm about to get packed up and started and do the 11 miles to the Brink shelter. And that's about the plan for the day. Alright, so we are leaving camp. It is 1 p.m. I think this is probably the latest I've left camp. But that's an 11 miles to the shelter. I should make it there 7 o'clock, I'm guessing. I know I'm going to take a break or two along the way, so. But that's alright. We'll get there when we get there. So yeah, it was kind of confusing the way the book, you come out on this gravel road, I don't know, maybe a third of a mile, and it's real wet from that water source. It's just a stream coming right out of the side of a mountain. And it says it's 17 yards west, which is about right. And then it has camping listed. But the camping's not there. You have to come a third of a mile south or something. And then the camp spot's kind of off the trail there to the east. It was dark, so it was kind of a pain to find, but we got there. And then the blazes indicate we follow this road. And I have seen the most clothes hanging in trees on this trail. Some of them's bandanas. People lose a bandana. Looks like that could be a camp spot there. Yeah, people lose their bandanas and their buff. But yeah, you just see underwear and all kinds of stuff. Alright, well, we are getting our day started. I got, looks like there's another camp spot right there. Yep. My right ankle's feeling pretty good this morning. I mean, both my feet are sore just from walking on them day after day. But and then we got more camp spots there. More camp spots there. So yeah, all along this little gravel road there's camp spots everywhere. So but yeah, my ankle is very thankful to be in New Jersey. And my already used Chacos made it through the rocks of Pennsylvania. So they say Pennsylvania is a shoe killer. Well, Chacos survived. Here's I don't think it's listed in the AWOL, but I was looking at Google Maps this morning and said there was a beaver pond. So I would assume that's it. I would definitely skip swimming in that one. I mean, it's probably alright, but I prefer ones without lily pads. But it's actually not that hot today. It's in the 70s and has a nice breeze. It's almost like the world changed when I got to New Jersey. It stopped being 90 degrees and the terrain mellowed out. I mean, as far as the rocks, the elevation and stuff is still about the same. I mean, New Jersey, Pennsylvania are both fairly flat in terms of elevation. Maryland too, for that matter. So far I've hiked through like 2.25 of the flattest states. Got a little spot here. If I had have traveled farther, this would be a cool spot to take a lunch. I saw a snake a while ago when I first stopped swimming in the water. The one I was at yesterday, that Sunfish Pond or whatever, the glacial fed one. I saw 2 snakes there. We're coming up on the power line view north of the pond. I guess it's listed as a swamp in the AWOL guide. Kind of a dark cloud overhead, but I don't think it's really going to do anything. Out there's the power line view. Not bad. It looks like the AT's gone over the tallest hills in New Jersey. Everything else except for the ones way out there are a lot lower than that. Way off in the distance, I can see it. It's probably not on the camera. You can kind of see where this power line goes and cuts across. And then you can see where it cuts through the trees. But that's mostly woods. I see what may be one cabin. And then there's a clearing down there. Yeah, not much human activity out on that view. Cool. And this trail today is just lovely. I mean, it's even lightly graveled. I quit using my trekking poles because the baskets get hung on the brush, and it's so flat and smooth. I don't need them at the moment. So with these videos, or anybody that makes videos, you just see little snippets of the day, and for the most part, this is what hiking the AT is. The majority of it anyway is you're just walking in the woods. But it's those long, boring walks in the woods Just between interesting places, nice views, town stops, other hikers. Most of the hikers that I've met are days ahead of me, but that's alright, because you meet hikers, they move on, you move on, you meet more hikers. I suspect I'll probably meet people about the same rate in the northern section, but then once I get to the southern section, I may have days or even weeks without seeing another hiker. Which there are a bunch of people that decided to flip-flop, but they've got to make it and keep going, so statistically you're more likely to succeed on a flip-flop from what I've read. As long as you can make it through Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was a tough one. It started to get hot there for a little bit, but it feels like it's cooled off some now. It could just be there's more shade, I don't know. Or the breeze, we're right on the top of the ridge. We have a nice cross breeze. So I stopped here, the AT is right there. Take a lunch break and sat over there on the rock. I think this is the campsite that's listed in the AWOL guide between the power line and the road. It looks like a camp spot there, one down there, and then a little trail to another one down there. Kind of hard to tell because New Jersey doesn't allow, you're not supposed to have fires. Or everything I've seen says no fires. So there's no fire rings like you would typically see at a camp spot. But I had some pack of Nutter Butter cookies and some Harborough peach discs. Since I did my resupply at the gas station, I don't have any stuff to make like tuna wraps or anything. But the crazy thing is, like a tuna wrap, it's like the whole package of tuna is like 100 calories, and you can get like 2 wraps out of it. If you use the medium wraps, they're 100 calories a piece, so it's like 300 calories. But those Nutter Butters are 120 calories per serving, and there's like 2 cookies as a serving, and there's 8 in a package. So yeah, I had read once before that like junk food was the ideal thing, and it appears like, yeah, just eating stuff you normally wouldn't even think about. It's what you gotta have out here. So, but it had a bunch of carbohydrates, so we'll see how the junk food resupply does. I do want to get to camp so I can cook a decent dinner, but junk works for lunch. I bought a couple of Snickers. It's the first, I had a Snickers last night. It's the first Snickers I've had since I got on the trail. I was kind of, with the way I was with the peanut M&Ms in the beginning. I like Snickers, so I was like, okay, afraid to get any. I was like, I'll be toting these things around. But no, it was pretty good. So well, I'm going to keep on hiking and enjoying this wonderful trail that New Jersey has decided to grace us with. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. There's a camp spot before that shelter, so depending on what it looks like, I may stop there instead of going on to the shelter. And then like tomorrow, the shelters are like 6 miles apart, so I'll probably definitely be skipping the shelters. It didn't look like the terrain was bad as far as climbs or anything, but I don't know. Just have to wait and see. So we run out of that nice trail we had earlier, but this one is smooth, rocky, so it's not too bad. I just have to watch out for a couple here or there. And it looks like it's gonna stay rocky like this for a little while. I guess I've heard the ones in Pennsylvania were like at the end of the glaciers in the Ice Age. So I guess most of these are smooth because they were under glaciers. I don't know, I'm not a geologist. But they do slow you down a little bit compared to the smooth path we were on. Mosquitoes are bad. So I was coming along and the trail split, and I was like over that way, and I didn't see a blaze to start with, and I said, no, I know the AT is going to go up over that rocks. And sure enough, blazes. I was like, well, maybe it'll go behind these bushes, but nope. There's a blaze right there on the rocks. So I'm not exactly sure what they got in mind here. They have a rock climb in mind. Well, I heard the trail deforested section out of Palmerton and blue blazed around was like this. Put your trekking poles away and climb the rocks. At least they got edges and stuff, sort of like a staircase. Yeah, there's the blaze. But yeah, it's like little stairs. So it's not as bad as it looked like it would have been. Mosquitoes are horrible. I stopped back there and sprayed some bug spray on. So they still buzzing around. Oh, there's a rock climb for the day. Well, I say for the day, you never know. Oh, more rocks. But these aren't going to be so bad. Well, we got a little bit of a view there. I got us going across these rock slabs. Kind of looks like that rock section up at the top of Blood Mountain in Georgia. The one everybody goes the wrong direction and ends up going downhill. And then there's a sign at the bottom that says the AT doesn't go this way. And a turkey. I'm assuming the AT goes this direction. Maybe that way. A baby turkey just flew off a tree limb. Or it looked like a baby turkey. I guess it was a mama turkey and a flock of baby turkeys. I seen all the little birds fly up. I guess they were all turkeys. Well, you can't see much, it turns here. The trail we just came up, it's been fairly nice. Now we have a rock scramble. I passed the Buttermilk Falls trail. It didn't say in the guidebook how far. There was some campsites north like the guidebook said. The sign said 2 miles or 0.2 miles. At some point in the past, somebody had vandalized the sign, tried to make it look like a 12. Anyway, 0.2 miles, I probably would have walked to it. 2 miles out and back, nah, not happening. But the 2 miles is probably correct, because the campsite said it didn't have any water. If the waterfall was just 0.2 miles away, it would have indicated, I'm sure, that there was water at the camp. So and I didn't see anything signed for the crater lake. I could see the lake off in the distance, and there was a road that split off, which I assumed was probably it, but like I said, it wasn't marked, so can't be sure. I'm not fond of following trails that doesn't have a sign, because it may or may not be the correct one, and then you end up how far off, who knows where. So, and the gnats have been horrible today, and the mosquitoes. At least it's not raining. I mean, it's not steep here, but there's enough of an angle. If it was raining, these rocks would be kind of hard to walk on. So I don't know if I'm going to go all the way to the shelter. There's a campsite less than a mile, I believe, that has water, and then it's another 2.6 miles to the shelter, and it's 6:30. I could make it to the shelter before dark, but I don't know, I've been tired all day, got a late start, so I'm thinking if the campsite looks decent, I'll just stop there for the night. I don't stay in the shelters anyway, so it doesn't matter that I'm at the shelter. This looks like it may be a little side view. It's not too far off the trail, so I'll come check it out. Yeah, not much to see, even if I climbed up on the rocks. Oh well, wasn't far, so